I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, where are you going? And this he told me. He said, I'm going down to Yasgur's farm. I'm gonna join in a rock and roll band. I'm gonna camp out on the land and try and get my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Well, can I walk beside you? I've come to lose the smoke, and I'm feeling just like a cook, and something turned around, around and round. Well, maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man, but I don't know who I am, but life is for learning. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere was a song and celebration. And then I dreamed I saw the bombers ride a shotgun in the sky. They were turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, Maria. That was Maria Christina.
Maria Christina
Yay,
and Luis over
and
here.
Luis over there doing our music today. Welcome.
And that's a great song because it goes right in with my announcement that I'm leaving and joining a rock and roll band. and our tour is going to be rather limited as we go across country, but...
Well, I'll talk to Michelle LeMay.
We'll talk to Michelle LeMay. But anyway, no, I'm here. How you doing, Rita?
I'm doing good. I am. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see all your faces. Let me look at you. Aww. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And as we know, we're CSL Kauai, Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. There's some people online, too, to know that we practice the science of mind and spirit, and we actually practice it. We don't just talk about it. We're going to be talking about what that means today, to actually practice the science of mind and spirit. And it's just letting us know and reminding us every Sunday when we come here, and hopefully that we're taking that out into our lives, how powerful we are and how amazing we are, because we are the power and presence of the divine, expressing so uniquely and beautifully as each of us in every single solitary moment. And that we have a power that we can use. Ernest Holmes says it's greater than we are, but that just means that it's a power that when we step into who we really are and get out of our finite self, we can use this power that can do anything for us. And that's the law, the beautiful, amazing law that moves through us in every moment. And we get to see what that is when we look out into our world and we see what we see from the place that we see it, then we can know what the law is doing in our life. So basically that's it in a nutshell. Come to class if you want to know more.
Well, I think that would make a great T-shirt, don't you? CSL Kauai, get out of your finite self. I like that. Get out of your finite self. So, is there anyone new here today? I feel like every day is a new day. I feel like we're here. But let's all just know that we're new. But I know that every week there's new people watching on this beautiful, beautiful thing called the internet live streaming. So we know something about you, and I have it right here, and I bet you're wondering, but they sent it in. That's why I'm going to say it to you and our newness in this room, and that is what? That you are magnificent. And we know that about you because mirror, mirror on the wall, because we know it about ourselves as well. We know it about ourselves first. Everything starts right here in our consciousness, and then it goes out to there. So when I know that I'm magnificent, I know that Angela, in that pretty dress, looking at me, is magnificent too. So shall we put our hands on our heart that knows all that truth and say this together? I am magnificent. And whatever you're doing online, wherever you're at, look to the left, to the right, and then here, look to your left, to your right. Let them know who's magnificent. Anne's magnificent. I know that right out the bat. And Maria and Glenn and Marion right here in the front row.
What a bunch of classy-looking people.
Oh. You are magnificent, and Ron is magnificent, and now we're having some magnificent music. So shall we? Let's open this up with some beautiful Maria and Luis music. All right.
Pretty guitar. Woo. Flashy.
We are ever opening. Love is healing everything. We are ever opening, rising up to spread our wings. We're all one in love. We're all one in love. All that we're made of reveals here in love. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine.
You can rock and sing it. Don't be afraid. We're all one here.
Let your light shine.
Uh-oh, we got the dancer back there.
My turn? All right. We are here. So let's just take a deep breath together. Just center here. Center here and feel that beautiful beat of the music. It's the beat of life. It's the beat that is within each and every one of us that can never be stopped by anything. It is that one force, that one energy, that one source that we can always rely on. And I know that we bring that here today together, to meet here, to breathe together, to be together, to love together, to expand together. And I know that everything from this moment forward just unfolds perfectly for each and every one of us. We get exactly what we require. We give exactly what we need to give. And we are open to receive and to receive and to give and to receive. It's a beautiful, amazing circle of energy today. This I know, this I claim, this I give thanks for. And I just let it be, as I say, and so it is.
We are ever opening. Love is healing everything. We are ever opening, rising up to spread our wings. We're all one in love. We're all one in love. All that we're made of reveals here in love. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine, let your love light shine. Let your light shine.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's beautiful. So you want to introduce the next person?
I do. Why is she rolling her eyes at me? Yeah. The bathrooms are closed. So you guys, do you know you're magnificent? All of you are magnificent. Boy. So we have the wonderful Sue Wood coming up here, and this whole month is about inspiration. So we thought we would pick a few of those students that paid us extra for the opportunity to come up here. But Sue Wood has been in this philosophy for a very long time, right? Yeah. So come on up, Sue, and tell us what inspires you.
You
There we
look
go.
cute. I love your outfit. It's classy.
Thank you.
Here you go, sweetie.
One word.
No.
Kauai. I'm done. What else could inspire you besides this amazing, beautiful island and this center? These leaders, these volunteers, and you. Oh my God, what could inspire you more than that? So I've thought all week about this, what I would tell you. And I was raised in a Pentecostal church. It was difficult for a teenager who couldn't dance or sing or listen to rock and roll music, and I love rock and roll music, play cards, wear makeup, you know. Woo-hoo. That was my story. That was my story. We went to church 3 times a week, and they were speaking. I mean, like Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. And I felt that was my story. And I used that for, just like a really, really long time. And it got me some attention. It got me some boyfriends. Oh, poor Susie. Boo-hoo. It worked. But in 2006, I was a very angry, depressed, resentful woman. I had no spiritual direction. I was not going into a church that told me I couldn't do the things my soul wanted to do. Dancing's one of them. Thank you, Louise. Playing cards is another. Emma beats me every week. Those are things that my soul loved. I went to a bookstore and I found a book called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And I went, wow, I get this. I get what she's saying. This speaks to me. So I looked in the back of the book and it said that she was a Science and Mind minister. Never heard of Science and Mind Church before. I lived in Lake Isabella, which was about 60 miles up a very curvy mountain road outside of Bakersfield, and I found that there was a Science and Mind Church in Bakersfield, and I became a member of that and began to grow, it was like a 120-mile journey just to go to service, just to come to class, but it was that important to me. I loved the philosophy. 6 years ago, my friend Reverend Terry Taylor and his wife Marilyn and Reverend Nancy Bergeron invited me to come to Kauai to a sacred journey. Whoa, I had no idea what I was in for. I discovered this amazing group of loving, kind, growing, thriving people and ministers that were 100% committed. I was on the selection committee at my last service, and there was a young lady that was applying for the job, but we were without a minister. How many hours did you expect me to work? You're gone. Because this is 100% commitment, and that's what we have right here with these amazing people. I went home from that first sacred journey, and my friends go, what happened to you? You're glowing. I go, I can't tell you. My new Hawaiian name is Aloha Freedom. That's my soul, Aloha Freedom. I came back every year, and on my 4th journey, I knew I had to come to Kauai. I had to live where it's green. I lived in the deserts of California. Dust, dirt, dry, pollution. Here's Kauai. I was at the Limahuli Garden this week. There was a hibiscus flower that's bigger than my whole face. Where can you find that but on Kauai? I love it. I am not the same woman who discovered Science of Mind in 2006. I have reframed my whole story. I'm not a boohoo Sue anymore. I was safe, I was guarded, I was loved, I was protected. I have reframed my story. I love my life. It's not all roses and rainbows and whatever. We've had Patrick talked last week about the elevator, and sometimes we have to stop. I had to let some of my friends go this year as they transitioned. I've had 5 friends transition this year, and I have 2 more that are on hospice right now. Came back from California, I'm pretty sure here I had all the symptoms of COVID. I was one sick woman, and then immediately had to go back to California to do a drug intervention with a grandson that decided heroin was his next drug of choice. I will tell you, he's clean and sober right now. Thank you, thank you. But it's not all smiles and happiness. Life happens. We open that elevator door, we let that happen. We let personalities that need to go back to the mainland, we let them go. We let those old belief systems off the elevator, and we go up to that next evolutionary level. I am so deeply grateful for the sacred journey. If you've never been a part of that, I highly recommend it. Even if you live on this island and you're a member of this church, I'm coming back this year because it blesses my soul. I'm extremely grateful for these two. How can I tell you how much I love them? The exquisite beauty of this island. Wow. Who would have ever thought I could live where everything's green and I don't kill every orchid that walks in my house anymore? And mostly I'm grateful for you. You're my tribe. You're my family. Rob and I was working for me last week, and he said, Sue, how long have you lived on this island? I said, well, it's been about 2.5 years. And he said, it seems like you've been here forever. That's because I was immediately accepted. I immediately had an ohana, a family, people that respected and supported me and loved me, and so grateful to all of you. I love the adventure. Woohoo! My grandchildren looked at me and said, Grandma, thank you for giving us the adventure, Jean. I go, yeah, you betcha, children. I got to do an ATV ride this week for 3 hours through the mud. My heart was in heaven. Reverend Barbara White was a very good friend and one time my minister, and we connected again this week, and she said, Sue, it is so good to hear from you. Yes, indeed, you are an adventurer, and I so admire you. You are one of the few I've known to truly begin a new life for yourself, a joy to behold your courage and the ability to act on it. Only in Kauai. Now, I'm sure that's not true. It could happen anywhere I choose it. But for me, it's right here. Right here. Mahalo.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, Sue. That was great. Oh, really inspire. Oh, okay, so what's going on?
I'm always laughing because she's going, I just don't want to go up, and then she gets up and she's like, Miss
Totally
Eloquent. It's like, oh, I do this all the time. Yeah, I don't believe you anymore.
Okay.
You're a natural.
All right. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Reverend Diane, come on up. We started a new tradition where we are going to do an affirmation that we keep all month, and Reverend Diane's going to lead us in that, and then we'll do our singing bowl and our treat and our meditation.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like you to join me in our monthly, is it a monthly affirmation now? It is, okay. And after I say it once, we'll repeat it together. I am inspired to be the greatest me. And now you can repeat after me. We'll do it 3 times. I am inspired to be the greatest me. I am inspired to be my greatest me. I am inspired to be my greatest me. And so it is, yes?
And so it is. You can just stay there. All right, so let's just take another deep breath and go into that greatest me, that greatest me, and settle there for a moment as we just bring that revelation of peace from within us, settling there, that greatest part of us that is the peace and presence of God, and hold that peace there and let it radiate out into the world. And now Reverend Diane will take us deeper.
I was inspired this week by poet Jack Gilbert. We must risk delight. We must have the stubbornness to accept our gladness in the ruthless furnace of this world. We must risk delight. We must have the stubbornness to accept our gladness in the ruthless furnace of this world. Enjoy your time of silence. We must risk delight. We must have the stubbornness to accept our gladness in the ruthless furnace of this world. As we step into this moment of affirmative prayer, of spiritual mind treatment, of knowing the truth for ourselves and for the world, we remember that we were gifted with a drop of gladness on the day of our birth, and it flows and flows and flows in and through our life as the divine energy that nourishes our body, that blows the wind and waves the ocean. It is all the same thing. It is the power of the presence and the love of God in expression in its own unique and divine way. I give thanks for it flowing in and through me right now as I speak this word for each one present, each one within the sound of my voice online, each one who will be touched by this prayer in some way today and each day forward. And so I speak the word of truth for each one of us, knowing that there is a stubbornness within each one of us to shine our light, that there is the ability within each one of us to creatively express who and what we came here to be. We are here on divine purpose. And the ruthless furnace of this world right now is transforming us into the men and women we were always intended to be. We came here for this time, and we are shining in it. I give thanks for the well-being that comes from our connection with all that is. It wells up in us as perfect health, as freedom and flexibility and strength and well-being in every cell of our bodies. I give thanks that it shows up in our lives as flowing abundance, centered right there in the great flow of all the good there is in the world. Each one of us is supplied with more than enough, pressed down and overflowing enough, and to spare, to give, and to share. And so we are blessed with right livelihood. We are blessed with right relationships. We are blessed with right work. We are blessed with the love of God moving in and through us and each person we encounter. No matter how they're showing up on the planet, we're all in this divine, ruthless process of transformation to be who we were intended to be. And so in this moment, as I remember the truth for myself and each one here, I know that the power of this prayer goes out into our community and serves to lift up our community with divine inspiration, with love, with joy and ohana, as we carry the aloha that's in our heart out into the world and put it into expression. We are here for times such as this, and we have everything we need to shine. And so I give thanks for the way it is showing up already. I give thanks for the amazing way it will show up in each of our lives. I give thanks for the amazing way it has shown up in our lives. Spirit is moving in and through each one of us in a way that is indeed magnificent, and I cannot wait to see the results as they show up in the world. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so knowing that the word is spoken, that it is done and known in the mind of God, I simply release my word to the law of mind and spirit, allowing it to do its work in the most amazing way. And so we all watch with wonder, don't we? We watch with wonder as it shows up. Releasing what is no longer useful and embracing what is yet to be, we are here as divine expressions, inspiring the world around us as the one life, the one power, the one presence showing up as each one of us. I am so blessed and grateful to know this truth. And if you agree with this prayer, please join me in affirming it together as we say, and so it is. Mahalo.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There in my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Diane. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, oh my gosh. What? Oh, we never lit the peace candle. Oh, that's all right. We were enough light in this room.
Well,
we
it's
don't
a
want
good thing that
you know,
peace begins
it's-
within us.
I know, right? You know what's so funny about that? That's a great.
Oh,
that's
it's
a great.
because there was no.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. It's fine. Here, we'll make it happen. Oh, you got it. I was just gonna switch.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna switch candles. You know, that's a perfect example of superstition.
Divine
And
timing.
how we don't believe in superstition, because a lot of people will say, "Oh God, we didn't light the peace candle," you know, and then you get all jarred by that. But really, like I said, we have enough light within us. But,
Thank you, Maureen.
Right.
It does look pretty.
But it is pretty though. Yes. It probably messed up Rob and his and his filming, because he always zooms in on the peace candle. Anyway, you know, we're live, right? We got to go with the flow. So okay, where was I? What'd you say? Oh, we'll talk about that later. We just did it. That was what Reverend Diane was doing. So, yeah, let's just talk about prayer for a minute, because Reverend Diane gave a beautiful, it's what is called a spiritual mind treatment. And then I did one at the beginning for the service itself, and she did one for for us in our lives. And a treatment moves energy. And the results of that, you see in your life, but you have to be receptive to it too. Diane moved her own mind to that place, and opened up the field for us. But it's really our part in it is to open ourselves up and be receptive to that and allow it to manifest in our life. So when we look out, as she said, we see it manifested in our life. So a treatment is an active thing. There's nothing you have to do about it, but you just have to open up and receive it and allow it to move through you. So thank you for that, Reverend Diane. And that's one of the basic things we do in our teaching. And today's about demonstrating. Are you demonstrating? So I have if you saw the amount of quotes I have by Ernest Holmes on demonstration, if you don't know who Ernest Holmes is, I'm sure most people in here know, but he was the founder of the Science of Mind and Spirit. But he talks about demonstration. It is such a big thing in our teaching, is demonstration. But the danger in it is that sometimes people come to our teaching just to demonstrate. And they're like, oh, I want to demonstrate. I think, like when Jesus was walking the earth and he was healing people and all of that, he would tell people to go and tell no one, right? And I think a lot of times he said that was because he didn't want people to come to him just for that. He wanted them to open up to who they were, the God inside them, and to move with that instead of just getting the quick fix. Because I mean, I've had plenty of quick fix demonstrations in my life, but they weren't the ones that necessarily brought me to where I needed to be. So I think if we're demonstrating for things, like we're trying to demonstrate for things, is not what we do in this science. We demonstrate for the consciousness of those things. And when we can embody the consciousness of what it is we want for our lives, then the demonstration takes place. So what's a demonstration? The dictionary says it's the action or process of showing the existence of truth of something by giving proof or evidence. So you can't see like what's moving that energy. You don't see that part of it. You only see the manifestation. Like you don't see the power that pushes a rose into blooming. You just see the rose, right? You just see it happening, but you don't see what that power is. So we're dealing with like an unseen power that is within each and every one of us, that is the very essence of our being, but we can't see it. We can only feel it. That's why feeling is so important in spiritual mind treatment, in life itself. You know, we're always demonstrating, we're always spiritual, we're always treating. We're treating every time we open our mouths up. We are treating by what we say. It's our word, and the word that has the feeling is the word that is demonstrated. So if we look at our lives without blaming ourselves or doing any of that, and we say, what am I really feeling? All we have to do, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? All we have to do is look at what's out in front of us and our perspective on that and how we're feeling about that and what we're seeing, and then we'll know what it is. It's so easy. We won't see the power behind it, but we'll see the demonstration. So that's why in this teaching it's so important not to get the things or demonstrate the things as much as it is to get the consciousness that we want to live our life, because then no matter what, like Diane's quote was talking about the furnace of life, we're going to be able to move through that furnace because we know who we are and we know how we want to live our lives and we know the powerfulness of ourselves. That's a demonstration to me. So, like Ernest Holmes will say, okay, a demonstration is made when the thing is accomplished which the one treating desires to achieve, whether it be health, happiness, or abundance. It's the prayer answered. So, I mean, I've had so many demonstrations in my life. They didn't always take place instantaneously, though. Like, because I had to get the consciousness of it. When I first came to this teaching, I think I've told you this before, I had a horrible sciatica for like months and months and months and months, and I kept treating, you know, I didn't really understand the science. I was treating my body, basically, you know, and that's not it. It was what the consciousness that I needed to come to in order to remove that burden that I was carrying that allowed the sciatica to be released. And when that happened, it's called embodiment. Embodiment means that you are no longer arguing with your because there's all this stuff going on in your subjective, right? They even say that now, that the subjective rules our life 99% or whatever. But when your conscious mind and your subjective are in unison, that's embodiment. You kind of like get a click and you go, oh my God, I understand it now. And then all of a sudden you'll have like a demonstration. I was sitting, I had found a lump in my breast about 3 years ago. And maybe longer than that. It was when I first came here. And I was going for my ultrasound. They sent me for an ultrasound. And I was like, okay, I was really scared, and I was treating. And I got on the phone with my mentor, and all he said to me was, Rita, there's nothing there. He just said that. He says, there's nothing there. I don't know what you know, there's nothing there. He just said that. And for some reason, I fully embodied it. I can't tell you why. Maybe I had my faith in him, like, you know, when you touch the garment, right? And I went in to have the ultrasound, and the guy was he just kept saying, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. So what am I saying? I'm saying that it's about embodiment. It's about accepting. It's about, and then when things aren't going well, like, you know, things are not going very well right now, I would say, for the most part in the world, things are not going very well. But that's where we have to go deeper. There's something wanting to be known, because it's always about going deeper. And I mean, I've had demonstrations. One time, Patrick and I were in a lot of debt. I don't even want to say the number, because people say 10,000, and I go, oh, you don't even know what I'm talking about. And so when every credit card is taken away from you, and you have to live your life in cash, that's where we were at, and paying off a consumer credit debt. So all I know is the only way we got through that, and the only way we came out the other side as a shining light, was because of this teaching and because of the treatments. And we put ourselves through ministerial school with cash. We paid every bill. I don't even know, and I know we tithed on whatever came in. And one time the consumer credit guy said, I don't understand, you know, we were having a little trouble at one point. And he goes, I don't understand, what's this tithing thing? And I said, well, that's what's getting us through this. I said, we're not giving that part up, because he was like looking at our budget and stuff. And I just know it was the power and the presence of, and it was a process. It didn't happen instantaneously, like I think the story I told you with the lump. It didn't. It took time, but it had to be an embodiment of that I deserved to have abundance in my life. I had to embody that. I mean, there were times when I was running down Beverly Boulevard with a chair trying to sell it at one of those auctions because I didn't have any money. I mean, it's crazy, but I'm just saying. But you keep working it. This teaching is not about getting it easy. It's about, like Sue said, it's about just working it, because we've been given the tools. We have the tools. We have so many beautiful tools. We have an immune system that is like 50 or 70, I don't remember which one, trillion cells that are working for us in every second, that are warding off everything that comes toward us that is greater than anything. We have all the tools. We have a mind that we can use. We have the mind, the law of attraction, that law that just gravitates things toward us as we're thinking them. And Ernest Holmes says, whether the thing is in the deepest, darkest part of the world, of Africa, he says, the deepest, darkest part, far away, it will come to us if we keep practicing. You can't stop it. So I get very excited about that, and I go to myself like he says, Ernest Holmes, A good demonstration is made when truth, gathering its own power, lifts one out of his environment. It lifts us out of our environment because truth demonstrates. That's what it is. And what's truth? The truth is that you're the power and presence of God, and you're unlimited, and you can have anything that you require, and you don't look at what's there to try to demonstrate from there. You go back into that, and you keep going back into that and going back into that for as long as it takes until it happens, if it's important to you. So then you go, okay, well, what if I'm really sick and we have a friend right now that's making his transition. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe he will and maybe he won't. I still don't know, and that's why I don't like to say that, but he is in that process right now. And what's that about? I don't know. That's his journey. That's his journey, and what's so bad about it? You know, I'm like going, what's so bad? I think that's the greatest, the last frontier is death. Like when we realize that death really doesn't exist, that it's just a passage into a greater adventure, or whatever. I don't know, because I haven't been there yet. Or maybe I probably have. I'm sure I have, because I'm sure I've had plenty of lives. I do believe in that. And that doesn't really matter. But so people will use excuses. It doesn't matter right now. If I was Queen Guinevere or whatever. Okay. No, oh, Diane says she was. So no. I know. I always wondered how so many people could be Queen Guinevere, right? That always puzzled me about past lives. Well, where was I? I was talking about this person. So what's that about? I don't know, because I don't know his journey. I'm sad, yes. I'm going to miss him, yes. But I have to know that he's right here, and that he'll always be right here. And I have to keep working on that, and keep treating for that, and keep working on this idea, because one of the things I do want to understand is that part, because I think that is a big thing that holds us back. Even during this pandemic, a lot of it is about being afraid of dying. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be safe or any of that, but we shouldn't be afraid. That takes a whole, why would we want to live our life afraid? I don't want to live my life that way. So I want to live my life fully and be happy and demonstrate that when I'm moving through the world. So it's not like Ernest says, one of the great difficulties of the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. Yeah, like you talk the words, but if you don't take it, that's what I love about this teaching. That's why it's called spiritual living, because you're supposed to take it and live it and work it. And whatever you're experiencing, that's the practice. And that's the beautiful part, because we have the tools to practice, right? And even when it's difficult, we still work it and we figure out why. It's like science. It's scientific. It's science. It's beautiful. And so, as a matter of fact, he goes, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. That's true. That which we cannot prove by actual demonstration may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly must be. So that's why it's important to prove it, because if it's not demonstrating, then it means that it's not true for you. What's true for you is the thing that's demonstrating. And you're going to argue with me maybe and say, well, I've tried really hard and blah, 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 blah. But then that's taking yourself out of the equation, and that's kind of not a real powerful thing to do, because the power comes from realizing that you're the one that can use this power of the law, not your willpower, but actually let go to it and allow it to move through you. I mean, I'm thinking of Michelle LeMay here, if she's listening. I doubt it. She's out having fun. Oh, she is? Okay, Michelle. Okay, she's a real good example of a demonstration, because she ventured out into the world. If you don't know who she is, she used to be a practitioner here. She's a minister now, and she's moving to Los Angeles. But before her move, since everything was shut down in Los Angeles, she decided to take a cross-country trip with her husband in the middle of a pandemic. Now, many of us would say she's crazy, right? We'd say, some would, and you don't have to nod your head, but but she demonstrated that, because she said, that's important to me, and I want to do that. And it hasn't been easy. She's had to dodge, quarantines and do everything, but she's having a fantastic time, and she's demonstrating what she wanted, which was this cross-country trip. She didn't let this hold her back. That's not for all of us. That's her and Ron's thing, and that's what they wanted to do. And so, but it just, to me, it shows that if you really, truly want to do something, and you are equal to it, we use the term equal to it, mental equivalently equal to it, that you really actually believe you can do it, you actually embody it, then you're going to go do it, and the world is going to, and you're going to follow your guidance, and the world's going to open up, and the things are going to happen. Like Ernest said, if it has to come from the deepest, darkest part of the world, it's coming. It's there. And so I really believe in this thing, and I believe, and I know it because I use it. And so when I fall off, I just get back on, and he says, start where you are. Don't go further than where you are. Because if you start where you are, you're going to know the steps, and you're not going to be throwing yourself out, looking for things, looking for a new car, getting this car or getting $1 million or whatever it is, these things, and you don't have the consciousness for it. That's how I got myself in all those debts. I didn't get cars, but I did things that, I did all great things. We did all great things, but we weren't necessarily equal to them, in the thought of abundance. So it would have been better to stay where we are and gradually grow. And we had to do that once we took upon ourselves and realized we were the ones that caused that situation. And now we're going to get ourselves out of it with the power and presence of this tool that we can use. So it's funny because we gave a talk on it. It was called Debt Be Gone. Yeah, it was. And it was this talk that we gave. And I thought, oh, they're going to get what I'm saying, and this one guy comes up to us after, and he wanted to know the pyramid way like what we did in the world of form to do it. That was where where it took him, to the world of form. How did you do it in the world of form? It didn't happen in the world of form. The world of form happened because of the consciousness behind that. So I'm going to read you something that's long, but I'm going to read it anyway because I think it's really important. And it's so funny because Petra Weldis in Dallas read this same quote today. And it really sums it all up. And it really sums up what we need right now. Because Thomas Paine said, we have it in our power to begin the world all over again. Ernest Holmes said, anything you can dream of is not too great for you to undertake, if it hurts no one and brings happiness and good into your life. There is nothing that we cannot attain, including moving through this difficulty that we're in right now. And so this is written in the conclusion, it's called, in the general summary of our quantum physics book back there, which I think I have to order more of, The Science of Mind. Ernest Holmes, and don't forget he was writing in 1927 when he first wrote this, and 1938 when he revised it. But look what was going on in the world then, okay? In conclusion, what the world needs is spiritual conviction followed by spiritual experience. Once we're convicted, the spiritual experience happens. It has to. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principle than to have him repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered. It is far easier to teach the truth than to practice it. But the practice of the truth is personal to each of us, and in the long run, no one can live our life for us. To each is given what he needs, and the gifts of heaven come alike to all. How we shall use these gifts is all that matters. To hold one's thought steadfastly to the constructive, to that which endures, and to the truth may not be easy in a rapidly changing world, but to the one who makes the attempt, much is guaranteed. The essence of spiritual mind healing and of all true religious philosophy is an inner realization of the presence of perfection within and around about. It is the hope of heaven, the voice of God proclaiming, I am that which thou art that which I am. What a guy. Yeah, you can read it. It's in the conclusion, general summary. I love you, thank you, and namaste. Namaste. Maria.
Here we are, not far from where we've been. Ever knew yet somehow starting again. An endless journey's best with true friends, and it keeps getting better. If we find someday we've come back around, in search of all that can only be found right here, right now. Where we are, where do we travel so far? I don't wanna hesitate, 'cause I can't wait. I'm seeing rainbows and dragonflies, all lit up by the golden sunrise. Feel like I could reach out and kiss the sky. Don't you know this could be it? Don't you know we can make it? If we're really what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for. Let's awaken, rise up, dance and sing. Feel the sweetness that the love of life can bring. It's who we are and all we can ever be. 'Cause love is everything. Still spinning through this wild ride. How can we ever know the true meaning of all that we have to show? Maybe all that matters is that we come to know unconditional love. Everything feels better somehow, right here, right now. Oh, it all begins and it's all happening. You're the song the heavens are singing. Surely we'll hear it if we're listening. Don't you know this could be it? Don't you know we can make it? If we're really what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for. Don't you know this could be it? Don't you know we can make it? If we're really what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for, here's what we've been waiting for.
Mahalo. The beautiful thing about that is when I step out there, I still hear your beautiful music. It goes through the halls. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. What a week. Are you demonstrating? First of all, that was just absolutely wonderful, not only inspiring, but also educational, to really allow us to know really what we're working with, opposed to just a theory of it. So thank you, Rev Rita. So, Ernest Holmes, once again, I don't need to tell you who he is because we've been talking about him, but one of the biggest things is that we become the very thing that we desire. And there's no way around it. I would like to think there is, and I have tried it many times. But we must become, and sometimes that's, I've heard people say, do I become the car that I really want? Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I love you, but don't be silly. We're not going to become the car that we are. We're becoming the consciousness, as Rita was speaking about. And my goal in life is to become a walking demonstration. And that's pretty much what Rita was talking about, the consciousness. Once you have the consciousness, then you don't have to think about areas of your life that you need to manifest. Once you become the rich, wonderful, divine, inherited, wonderful royalty, then you're not having to point out money here or money there because it already is. Once you claim, as we've been talking about, this whole idea of embodying it all, then I'm not thinking about, okay, I got to get rid of the cold, and then I got to get rid of this, and then my back hurts, I have to get rid of that. And that's just micromanaging the whole universe. And it's never working for me. And the more that I embody this, the more that it just becomes natural. And that's what I mean by walking demonstration. So that we're not, it doesn't mean that we don't go to a practitioner. It doesn't mean we don't follow that. It just means that, you can go to a practitioner. You can come to us with the fact of just gratitude. Like, I love my life so much that I want it more and more and more and more of that. And that's what we're working with. Ernest Holmes, I have a quote of his too. He says, the possibility of demonstrating does not depend on environment, location, personality, or opportunity. It depends solely upon our belief and our acceptance and our ability to comply with the law through which all good comes. And that's that energy. We're talking about the law that just says yes, that we don't, unless we get in the way of it, by the way. The universe will never deny us anything, never deny us anything, unless we conceive that it is possible for us to think of something that is impossible for the universe to produce. It all comes back to us, and this is such great news. Everyone who asks receives according to his belief. And then how many times have we said it over and over? But I'm going to take a little left turn, as I sometimes do, because something came up for me as we were on our 5th month of this experience. And I checked in with Brene Brown yesterday because I said, oh my God, I feel kind of like I was cheating on her or something because I haven't checked in with her to see how she's doing and everybody's checking in to see how do you feel about the COVID and how do you. And I watched an interview with her and it really stimulated me to where we are now. And it's this whole idea of rebuilding a whole new world. But there's something that's in it that I really wanted to jump into. I think, and it's just my opinion, that our global community is exhausted. And it is exhausted. If your life is going really wonderful, then, just write out a list or something or journal while I'm talking. But I'm just saying that, and it really is important because I heard that word globally exhausted. And I'm thinking that's because we were yanked out of bed 5 months ago. And if you have ever been yanked out of bed, which I have been, with my lovely some of my childhood, in the middle of the night, it's quite traumatic. And I think what has happened with a lot of this, and I hope I really get clear with it, because it is in my heart that really wants to speak from this. And I thought, oh, that's what's happening. Everyone has said, if I hear it one more time, that this was our awakening. This is our awakening. And I understand that, but it didn't have a lot of music around it. It wasn't like, oh, I see now the light that has come upon me. No, what it was, it yanked out of bed, and a whole new world was plumped on us. And I'm sitting there going, wow, and I really thought about that with all my heart, so I'm saying, how are you? Not how is the world doing? How are you? How are you feeling individually? Because we're spending so much time in the actual fight that I don't know about anyone else, but I don't know how you can rebuild a building when you're still so exhausted from the collapse. And there's a good news to this, so don't get all excited about yourself, because we're here to inspire. But this is inspiring, because I took a moment to just stop. The saber-toothed tiger has been chasing us since March 15th, at least for me. And I didn't even know it. We have an adrenaline that runs through our beautiful bodies that allows us in crisis to handle it. Moves us. When someone passes away, there's an incredible amount of energy that you didn't even know you possessed. But that saber-toothed tiger and that adrenaline is supposed to only last a short amount of time. Just a short amount. Just enough to get you not eaten. And then you're free. You're up in a tree or somewhere. No, don't go up in the tree because it knows how to go up there too. Anyway, you're running and you're running and you're running and you're running. And I'm not positive, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but I am definitely speaking for myself. I don't even know if we know we're doing it. And that's okay, because that's where love comes in. We've been running, trying to figure it out, trying to fix it. Oh. I wrote, the time has come to reclaim our power. We have within us an inexhaustible energy that never burns out. Never burns out. That's the good news. But what do we do with the exhaustion when it's happening? And other people are saying, I'm not exhausted. Well, it's okay, I'm going over to your house, and you can help me while I am. And I kept thinking, what is this whole idea about rebuilding and this whole idea about a new world? I'm not sure we've come out of shock from losing the last one. And we're trying really hard, and you know what? My heart is so open to all of us. But until I start demonstrating, I want to know what I'm demonstrating from. And if I'm demonstrating from fear, no thank you. If I'm demonstrating, going in to make sure I'm right with all of this, no thank you. If I'm going to spend my days criticizing you, no thank you. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and I'm going to tell you because it's the law, cause and effect. What I put out comes back. You don't have to, go to 4 years of college to get that. What you put out, it comes there. One thing that really hit me was when I told you when this first started, I could hear the cries of our inner children, terrified, while we all became responsible adults. Get her done. Get her done. No, yeah. But we had parts of us, I believe, that were saying, what's going on? Who pulled me out of bed? Where are we going in the middle of the night? I don't know, but grab your mask. Grab it fast. There's something out there, and it's unseen. Oh, that's good. How the hell do you fight something unseen? And this is what I'm saying isn't the all in all that we are doomed. No, we're not. This is called feel it out loud. Oh, no, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm good. I've been through it all. No, it's okay. It's okay. But I love this, what I heard Brene say. Oh, Brene, look what she does to me. She gets me all fired up. And she does, just like you do, Reverend Rita. She said this, and this went right to my core. She said, there's a part of us, and she doesn't do the inner child work necessarily that I do, and when I'm just can look at all you and see all these adult bodies, and as you're looking back at me, I see these beautiful little children going, he sees me, he sees me. And she said, there's a part of us that says, when are the grown-ups going to get here? When are the grown-ups going to get here? And that's how it feels sometimes. That part of us. It says, I'm really scared. I'm tired of acting like an adult. When are the grown-ups going to get here and make this all right? Make it better? And then the beautiful thing that happens, and I love this work that I do along with my spiritual leadership and teaching and all of that, that when you do the integrating and you're able to say, I'm here. I'm here. I got this. We got this. Because I really do believe that there is a part of us that just says, this has went on too long. I just want to play. When do I get to? And you say, well, I'm doing that. Yeah. But we live in a collective consciousness. And I think if anything I have learned through this is that I'm a part of this incredible thing. So when I'm feeling kind of depleted, I realize that it's all the energy that is out there too. The good news is we have divine timing on our side, and I want to, for Glenn's sake, because I wrote a blog this week about divine timing. Delays, my friends. Have you ever had delays? I feel like I'm at the bus stop of delays right now. Or the Russian roulette, today this, oh, no, and it gets crazy. But I have this great thing that happened. I went running the other day, and here's divine timing. So whenever you think, oh man, what's going on here? Things are being held up, this isn't happening, I'm not demonstrating. Rita said, if I could just embody it, I'm embodying it, I am it, and it doesn't happen, this is what happens. I went running, and I ran into a buddy of mine who, we ran the marathon last year, which is almost a year, can you believe it? And so I was in that mood not to run. Rita was, I think, running on the beach, or I was in the mood not to run. But so it was a perfect excuse because I never talked to him, but this time I was like, oh my God, how you been? Because then if and I'm talking, then I don't have to run, So being aware sometimes is a pain in the butt because you kind of know yourself right before you can't even play the excuses. Anyway, so I'm talking, and then even the guy who runs the thing over there said, the lips are going like this and the legs ain't going, There's nothing better than male bonding, but. So we finished the conversation. I've had enough of him staring at me and giving me guilt, and I've procrastinated long enough. Then, of course, you go to run, and I go, oh man, it's 20 minutes. Now you're gonna have to run faster. I'm going, oh, here, ow. Just beat myself up for now talking, which I wanted to do in the first place because it was my excuse not to run, but now I have to run faster and complain about it. So, as I'm running, I notice a woman over here walking. I've seen her before, and she's going like this. I'm thinking, oh my God, she's doing Greg Braden's heart meditation. Not. So I said, so I run past her because I'm late, right? Now I got to go. And so now I said, no, intuitive, no. And then I see her, and she's going, oh. And I went, oh my God. Here you go, and I just said, are you okay? Hello. Are you okay? And then, of course, because humans are kind of made with this really weird thing, they'd rather die than ask for help. And they're going, and she goes, oh no, I'm fine. And so I sprinted back to the lifeguard, and I'm going to tell you, I could have probably, all I'm running is saying, please, Patrick, whatever you do, don't you have a heart attack right now? Because I was like getting a really, and then he just happened to be, the lifeguard just happened to have his own bike out there and was just happened to be right where I was going at that end, and he got there, got her on, and got her help. So you would think at first I was like, didn't I do my big duty for the day? And I did. And my inner child was probably going, good job there, Dad. Good job. My inner child has an accent, by the way. But what I really got from it was divine timing. 20 minutes that I spent yapping, I would have been so past her, and we met in divine. In the movie of our lives, she cast me, and I cast her. And everything was really okay. And I went, yes, divine timing. Anytime there's a delay, just say thank you. And I'm not at that with this 5 months yet, quite with the full gratitude thing. And I'll work on that, I promise. But what if this was my thank you? What if this was our thank you? And don't make it up either, because it doesn't really work if we're just going, we're globally awake now. No, people are still snoring. There are people still not awake. And and let's not pretend that and get into this whole thing, because it doesn't, we're still going, you yanked me out of bed. So my thing right now is divine timing, trusting the manifestation of who we are, and to open up to that incredible thing called spirit. So I'm going to end with a little mantra that we're all going to do together. Should we say yes to it? Do we say yes? Yes. Okay. I put this on. This is wonderful news. I put this on Facebook. I've been taking a Facebook respite because I was noticing I was getting a little upset about how other people are treating other people. So I decided that I would just do my thing and send out something beautiful. So this is what I sent out to them. I said, stop what you are doing. Stop what you're doing. Put your hand on your heart and say, you are doing a wonderful job. And the reason I say you isn't because it's you, it's because I like talking to that part of me to make sure that part, you can say, let's say I. There's I's and U's, and let's not confuse it. Let's just say I. I am doing a wonderful job. Again, I am doing a wonderful job. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of me. I am safe. I am safe. I am loved. I am love. We're in this together. And so it is. Namaste. Namaste.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. I love this guy.
We're also polite with each other,
No,
too.
I love this guy. We're getting ready to teach a class called Two for One.
They want to know what it's like to co-work together and co-mingle and do all of our stuff as co-ministers. And so we thought 2 for the price of 1.
Two for one, but
2 for 1.
we have one section called brainstorming, otherwise known as bickering. Okay. Anyway, what? So this is our time of practicing the law of circulation and giving and receiving. So so grateful. We are so grateful. CSL Kauai is so grateful for all the donations, all the gifts that come in from all over the place. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a beautiful song to sing, and then Reverend Diane will come up and treat the beautiful gifts. So
And if you're online, Rob has wonderfully put this wonderful donate button that all you have to do is push it. It's that easy.
It is. All right, sing.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Oh, what a blessing it is to be in the flow of giving and receiving. I give thanks for these graciously given gifts and all that is to follow from them. The way it's given back out into the community to serve and bless and prosper all of us and the community. I'm so grateful, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you. Thank you. Sue. Yeah. Thank you, Sue. Should we have?
Yeah. Do we have a few announcements?
Yeah, should we have?
Yeah.
Walt,
Come on up, Walt.
Walt
Walt
has
has
an
a workshop coming up very
This is
soon.
Reverend Walt, if you don't know
And we have
him.
Marion in the house too, and you know what that means. That means it's all about revolutionary agreements.
We just experienced gratitude. And as we've been talking for a couple of months now, these times call for revolutionary agreements. And we have been studying the book by Marion Head, Revolutionary Agreements, and have completed Truth and Acceptance. And now we're coming up with gratitude, the third pillar. And I have to tell you that it has been an exciting experience for each person who has been involved in this class. But each of these agreements, one of the real gifts about them is that they stand alone. So even if you have not taken any of the other courses before, you can join. We're going to take a break this Monday and start on the 14th, then 17th, 24th, 31st, and then taking off Labor Day. And I'll just read these because they are so important. I agree to give and receive thanks. I agree to see the best in myself and others. I agree to look for blessings in disguise. And finally, with Patrick's enthusiasm, I agree to lighten up. So come and join us. We'll be doing this only by Zoom. You can register online, $75 for the 4 weeks. Mahalo.
Thank you.
They can also
It is on
do
the website.
today at the bookstore.
Yeah, and if you want to do it at the bookstore today, I'm sure they'll be happy to do that for you. Thank you. Thank you for teaching the class,
Yes,
Marion.
yes.
Thank you for
Jump
writing
in.
the book.
Jump in, and then they can get the book from you as
Yeah.
well, right? Well,
So,
have copies of the book. Yeah.
great.
so
Perfect.
we will have spiritual cinema. We haven't chosen the movie yet. We think we know what it's going to be, but we're not sure yet. So that'll be on the 28th of August. And
28th.
yeah, there's a lot happening in September, and we'll start to announce that. But one of the things that we want to announce is this. You want to do it?
Fundraiser telethon. First telethon ever I know of on this island, at least since we've been here for 7 years.
Jerry Lewis will be
we're
here.
going to have cellathon. It's going to be our cell, and then it's going to be 5.5 hours safely orchestrated for anyone watching. Safely orchestrated for anyone watching. And so what that means is Melissa and Peggy and a whole bunch of people are very involved in this, and we are, of getting all these music, and we were putting it all together on Thursday or whatever. We had to go 5.5 because of all of the lineup. There's speaking, there's Tai Chi. And it's just going to go from 10 in the morning to 3:30, and it's raising our wonderful expansion funds that, as we'll talk about later, about re-signing the lease for this place and all of those kind of good stuff, but at perfect timing. And we're going to have fun, and you're going to have great MCs, Patrick and Charles. Charles is gone? Okay. But anyway, Charles, so get ready. Get ready for the donate button because we are going to be with you for 5.5 hours. So we're very excited about it. It's on September 19th, right?
Yeah.
And good.
Okay, so one last thing before we leave. Let's bless our children, all right? And so let's let them know who they are. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And so it is. All right.
And there will not be hospitality on Zoom today. It's the first Sunday of every month. And we love you out there. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there and going. We're out of exhaustion, and we're going into inexhaustible spirit.
Yeah,
That's where we're at
And don't
now.
forget to sign up for next Sunday before you leave
Oh, yes,
here if you
great,
choose
great.
to come next Sunday, all right? Okay.
I'm going to tell you, Maria, that guitar is
No,
happening.
it's so hot.
Pearls, yes. You ready?
Classy.
Remember just who you are, oh remember your being of the stars, oh remember the wisdom within, oh remember all the joy you can bring, oh remember we can have peace on earth, oh remember all that you are worth, oh remember all that you know, remember Seeds take time to grow. Remember, remember all that you are. Remember, remember, remember the power of love.
And grounded completely and rooted in love with eyes wide open, I am just so grateful. Grateful for this incredible atmosphere, this energy that we have come here today and created together, co-created from the one creation itself. And so I am so grateful for technology that has allowed us to not stay in this room, but to go out into the world, onto the mainland, into your homes, while you're sitting there enjoying your beautiful coffee or whatever it is. And I am just so grateful for Ron and for Peggy and Roseanne and all of the Malama team today that have just made it such a gracious, gracious place. And Marion, who has organized this so beautifully and safely, by the way, mahalo. And as we continue this road of gratitude, continuing to go deeper and deeper, I am so grateful for the very music that we are hearing right now. Louise keeping that beat, keeping the beat of spirit, and Maria just allowing it to flow through, and as her Reverend Diane, who has brought that wonderful, wonderful spiritual treatment, brought the field to life right here, right now, in this delicious moment called now. And I am so grateful for Reverend Rita for everything that she is. Everything that she is as a spiritual leader, and everything that she is as a co-spiritual leader with me. I am grateful for everyone online. I am grateful for everyone in this room. And yes, I am grateful for me. Because I know who I am, and I know that right at the very core of who I am is the core of who each and every one of us are together as one. And it's inexhaustible, and it's filled with love, and it can move mountains, but why would we want to do that? Why would we move a mountain when we have the very mountain of love that lives within each and every one of us? And with that gratitude, I just let it be so, as together we say, and so it is.
Remember just who you are, oh remember you're a being of the stars, oh remember the wisdom within, oh remember all the joy you can bring, oh remember we can have peace on earth, oh remember all that you are worth, oh remember all that you know, oh remember seeds take time to grow. Remember, remember all that you are. Remember, remember, remember the power of love. The power of love. The power of love.